I remember hearing about COVID, and then like Black Lives Matter became a big headline again. I think it just felt pretty hopeless, but also like I have the power to change things. This is a time for me to be creative and express these feelings in my music. I'm gonna just do what I can to better myself and try to better the people around me. Because if I were to just stop, then I'd almost be giving up.
But I know how to make you fast.
My name is Josh, also known as Cautious Clay, and I am a musician and artist and producer. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. From like the very earliest periods of my childhood, I always felt like music was just the most natural form of expression for me. Sometimes music can feel like work, but it can also feel very liberating. The creative possibilities that you have are really what make it feel fun to me.
I don't need your thoughts, I don't wanna know what you're offering. Don't need posturing, there's no doubt in my mind. There's no worries on God. But if you're taking my side, I don't wanna know why, I don't wanna know why. Arms open and wide, I'm entitled at line. If you're taking my side, I don't wanna know why, I don't wanna know why.
As far as I'm concerned, creative people run this entire world.
No hanging fruit, so I pack a lunch.
I don't think a lot of people who aren't in conventionally creative fields think of themselves as creative, but it's like you gotta be creative to be a doctor. You kind of have to be like a scientist and a bartender in one person. If there weren't creative people, you wouldn't even have doors.
I don't wanna listen too closely.
I thought we were gonna put the album out this year. That was actually the plan, and then obviously mid-March, things happened, and now it's not coming out till next year. My girlfriend and I were still in New York, and then her parents live in a very rural area, and so we just kind of booked it out there, March 13th. It was definitely a huge adjustment. We literally stayed until August, but I made some of my favorite music on the album out there.
Something for nothing. Couldn't pay.
With Black Lives Matter, when it was on the top of everyone's minds, people wanting to be involved who are not affected. There was definitely an initial period where I was like, yeah, amazing, like this is great. People need to know about this. But then I've been feeling this way for years. Felt like everyone's motivations were around these flash headlines of people getting beaten and Black people getting murdered and the public considering if it's valid. And it was just like, okay, this is mentally exhausting for me as a Black person. But people collectivizing around it, even in the pandemic, even in the small town we were in, there were protests. That is a very hopeful thing. I wanted to use my voice, but I also didn't want to stop my output either. I had a project that I'd worked on where I donated to Black Visions Collective, and I released a song called Cheesin' that I donated all of the proceeds to COVID-related things. Even if you decide to be silent or you decide to say something, there's going to be ramifications to what you do. But if you're young and you want to try something and you have the ability to try something, that is a blessing. The freedom to try. That will inform so many more things in your life. It's immeasurable.